Alright guys, good morning everybody. It's 8 o'clock here, Central Standard Time. October 30th, tomorrow is Halloween, last day of the month. For economic reports, for the bell at 9 a.m., Case-Shiller home price indexes year over year. After the bell at 10 a.m., CB consumer confidence, 11:30. 4-week bill auction, 3:30 Bank of Canada. Governor Polaz will be speaking in 4:30. We're going to have the API weekly crude stock. For trend biases of the prior day, bearish, 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 bearish. Surprise. Bearish across all four indexes. Overnight has been neutral so far. Shorter term, midterm, and longer time frame remain bearish. Bearish all those indexes. The biggest event, though, today most likely will be after the bell, and it's going to be Facebook reporting earnings. So Facebook will report earnings after the bell, which obviously will have an impact on the market. Moving to the previous day's summary for the S&P 500, the bell-to-bell high of the prior day, all the way up at 2707. The bell-to-bell low, 2603. Settlement was 2643.5. Value area high 2693. Value area low 2632. It's like a 60-point range for value. Crazy. European close 2688.5. Let's make sure you guys. Okay, yeah, you can hear me. And then we have the volume at 2,700,000 contracts. Overnight high 2664 quarter, overnight low 2636 quarter. Floor trader pivot point support and resistance levels prior day are for A all the way up at 2851, full 200 points higher. R3 2803 quarter, R2 2755, R1 coming in at 2699 quarter. Pivot point for the day 2651 quarter, S1 2595, S2 2547 quarter, S3 2491 quarter, S4A 2435 half. For our 10-day range analysis, the bell-to-bell session of the prior day, didn't even realize this, we had a 104-point range. 104 points, which is the largest range over the last 10 days. The entire session, 104 as well. Overnight was 40.75 and first hour was 20. So big range yesterday. Index strength, percentage change from the settlements. The NASDAQ, the weakest market, down over 2%, followed by the Dow down 1.27%. Then the S&P, then the Russell. Over the last 5 days, the NASDAQ leads, followed by the S&P, and then the Russell. But all of these markets very bearish here, guys, and that has really been the case for quite some time. Let me go ahead and show you guys the levels I was looking at from last night's video that I had sent out. So the full half basically was just full halfway back shorts. The prior day's high to the prior day low, so Monday high to low, halfway back in the Russell, 1488 half. 1488 half. That has a downside target right now of 1447.6. 1447.6, and then we just continue to get sold into. The selling has not stopped. Downside target 1447. Moving on to the S&P 500. It was the same setup last night's video. Full halfway back short. It was at 2655. We traded it once. Sold off. We actually traded during last night's webinar, first test. And then we traded 2655. I believe what we dipped into 2656.75. And then we sold off again. And then we got back above those levels. We have held them. We held them for the most part. And then we're still rolling down through those levels. So this is going to target 25.78, guys, and there is a possibility that today we do have this major support level finally coming in. It's down at 25.69. Call it 25.70. If we trade that today, if we trade 25.70 today, I would definitely be willing to take a Nadex trade to close above that level. That is a very significant level, guys. And if we break that level, not that if we just break it once, but if we find ourselves below that level more and more this year, like we start getting weekly and monthly closes, this market is going to have a much deeper pullback, which is already looking like it's going to. It's already looking like it's going to. But 25.69 is a major support level for me. I'm going to go out to a 15-year chart here. See if I can pull that much data. If we do not hold that level and start to break down, my next support level is the extension from 2017, which basically brings us back to the first place I would look, the 50% retrace would be 22.72. This is another 400-point drop. If we don't hold this, obviously it'll take some time to set up here, but if 25.69 is the equivalent to the level that held at the beginning of the year in February. It's the same exact level, and that is the high of 2016 before the breakout. Too high. All right, we held it in 2016, we held it in 2017, we held it at the beginning of 2018. This is the level, and that's where we found a level. 25.69 quarter is the exact level. Call it 25.70. You definitely want to be aware of that. We are not that far from it. Considering yesterday we had a 104-point range, that's totally on the possibilities of something that we could see trade near the close here today. So 25.55 is at halfway back resistance. Getting under that leads us to a 25.78 profit target, and then 25.69. The break of the 61.8, guys, is this 26.67, but there's still a ton of resistance above, even if we break that. Gold, guys, we talked about this level yesterday, this 12.24 zone. Yesterday, we had 12.29 and 12.24. 12.29 dipped, got above, broke below in the overnight session. We trade that lower level of support. Been setting alerts at this level for quite some time. So this, you look for a possible second test, but you can see there's a really good reaction out of this. This does have a larger target. This is, in trend. This target's 12.56, and since gold has traded this, this is going to be something I'm really going to be watching here coming out of these lows. We've traded it just before I got on here, and the targets are 12.56, which is, about 30 points from here. So I'm going to go ahead and throw an alert up at that completion, because I'm going to want to pay attention to that. But as far as us coming out of these lows, we already have, this is an hourly chart. This is a leg start here. I would definitely be interested in a second test or looking to buy towards the lower end of this range. Potentially this 1223.9. Oops, did not mean to do that. Going to create an alert at that 1224 again. It went off in the overnight session, so. My toss is not being cooperative right now. Create alerts. Try this again. At or below. All right, all set now. Moving on to the Dow guys, 50% retracement again here. Okay, high of the day to low of the day. Last night we talked about 24,547. Boom, stuck it, getting below it. Downside targets here are 23,869. It was like what we were trading. How high did we get? I think we're 2,800. Yeah, and I'm just gonna mark up like these leg starts down here, these significant lows. See there. Not that I would think that we would bounce. There's no reason to believe that these levels will lead to rallies, but I just want to mark them when we trade them. No real reason to believe that these levels will lead to rallies at all. Downside target 23,869. For the NASDAQ, same setup. Once again, this is in my video last night. High of the day to the low of the day. Halfway back was 67.86. Downside target is 64.83 half. 64.83 half. Pretty clear halfway backs too. Just remarkable. Down another 60 points into the open. All right, and then let's take a look here at oil, which is sliced right through that support. The next thing I have below, oil's basically broken down out of a multi-day wedge, and I have no support until 64.32 and then 63.67. But kind of like the S&P 500, the oil's just been getting worked over here, and we can't even get. I'm looking for us. This whole move in oil, we have just been very aggressively sold into. I can't even get an extension to trade. I was really looking to get short this 66.12 to 66.18 that never traded. Instead, it was just like the prior, and that would have been normally the sequence, but it just looks like it was like this prior swing high here. Too low. We broke down out of those supports yesterday, so we can measure that new target. But oil is below. To me, once again, you know, I've been stating it before, you guys are new to futures trading. You're having a hard time with these indexes because the ranges are wide. Trade oil and gold. Use a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio, so 20 tick target, 10 tick stop. That works for both of them. That's $100 of risk per contract. These markets are much more predictable within the range of volatility rather than these indexes, which, I mean, you have a 104-point move on the day in the S&P. You don't normally get that in a single week. I mean, just crazy. So high of the week to the low of the week in the overnight session, traded. We have just completed that profit target on the negative 61. So I would look at the Couple things. If we're super aggressive here, we can go straight down in a low to low sequence, which is going to be trading here, fairly quickly. On a first test, that 50% retracement is going to be. And my thinkorswim is like really slow to react to my instructions. Get that exact level because I did not quite draw that correctly, and you're gonna need the right level if you want to place the right trade. So the low of Monday, too low, has a 50% retracement. Come on. Maybe thinkorswim is like super slow. Might have to reboot my computer. But anyway, we are right at that 38% retracement. It's 65.70. And then the 50% retracement would be 65.81. If we break above that, the halfway back short for the day from the overnight high will be in play. Downside targets in the higher time frame here in oil are 64.76, so a full dollar below where we are currently trading. Full dollar below. All right, so that's what I have for the futures markets. It's basically all halfway backs in all of the indexes right now going into the day with the bearish bias. All four indexes downside targets are marked up. Major support in the S&P 500 at 25.69. Higher time frame support in gold traded at 1223.9. We have aggressive series lower in oil. It continues to trend down. I'll take a look at actually some currencies here as well while we're at it. See if there's anything sticking out in my head. Haven't really been trading them at all, but sometimes it's good to take a look. USDG, okay, here we are. Same anchor, new low in the Great Britain Pound USD. Been following this one pretty closely. This initially traded last Thursday. Had a second test yesterday, or a second time it's traded. We have just completed that profit target, which means we have a same anchor, new low sequence. I do want to mark up this 61% retracement. And then a same anchor, new low sequence for the Great Britain Pound USD. Brings us down to 38% retracement would be a 128.20. The 50% retracement is a 128.48. Those are both levels I'm going to alert here. And then I'll move this box down. And wait for that setup. The euro I'd like to see come halfway back from last week's high on the 22nd to low. We have not got that to trade yet. That would be a rally in a 114.43. $114.43. AUD USD's produced a nice rally here. I'll watch a retest of that level that we broke out from. Be like 70.62, 70.60 area. I'm gonna set an alert there. Does look like the AUD USD is gonna break out though, and it's rallying as I'm talking. USD CHF, I have this resistance level at 1,000 or $1 1.0027, and I'm gonna go to the daily chart and show you that. It is basically the highs going back to the 19th of July. We've been unable to break through these for quite some time, so we are in some major resistance levels in the USD CHF. On top of that, we do have a target completion of a higher time frame extension up there. So a lot of resistance in this USD CHF right now. You could easily pull back to the bottom of the range. And that's CAD. I don't really see anything. In USD JPY, I don't see anything. So that'll wrap up what I got for currencies. Really, the focus then here would be the same anchor new low sequence for the Great Britain pound USD, as well as this AUD USD. There's a potential continuation trade here that we would break out to, and then really if we can break out of the prior day's highs, we'll probably get a run up to like 71.35. So I'd be watching that, and then this euro move, which is significantly higher. But that is going to do it for my morning trade plan, guys. I will drop the link to the power hour in the MLT trade room or MLT Discord, guys. If you enjoyed this content, please give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Feel free to leave a comment. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. And if you're serious about learning to trade, check out any of our courses. And always, guys, remember to pursue with passion, remove your self-doubt, and succeed with effort. Everybody have a fantastic day. Trade well and trade safe. Take care.